Hey, John Martin, welcome to Nova Stage. Great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, Radio Nova listeners already know you by your great, awesome single Anywhere for You, and of course by a Swedish House Mafia songs. We're gonna talk about those a little bit later, but first of all, let's talk a little about your history. Do you remember, John, what was the first spark that got you into music? What was the first thing that you got excited?
I think that was watching MTV when I was a kid. Probably one of those rock bands that I saw there, and that got me into like that. I wanted to buy my first guitar and learn how to play the songs. Yeah.
Okay, I know you got into rock band when you were on your teens, 13 or something,
Yeah.
and eventually you got a record deal with your band, but that kind of fell apart at some point. How did it go?
Yeah, I mean, we recorded a lot of stuff, but it never, got released. So, yeah, it fell apart. That's what it sometimes does with in the music industry. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your biggest influence when you got into music? Because I know you mentioned at some point that you started playing by Nirvana cover songs. What are your biggest idols musically?
Yeah, in the beginning, when I was a teenager, I listened a lot to Nirvana, and then I moved on. I listened to a lot of Brit rock, Oasis, and I'm also a big fan of early U2 albums, the 80s and early 90s albums, and a lot of different.
Yeah, actually cool. Because I think Anywhere for You, the first thing that came to mind when I heard the song, it was like a U2 mixed with EDM stuff like that, big melodies and kind of Bono-esque vocals. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
What was the point you got into dance music?
It was about 4 years ago that I discovered electronic music. So I started to write songs, and I met my collaborator Michelle Citron, and we got into, we were listening to a lot of dance music, and where we came from, we tried to involve sad melodies and these type of stories that we've been writing for the songs. Yeah.
Well, of course, you and Michelle, your songwriting friend, are the men behind the Don't You Worry Child, which is insanely big song worldwide. How had Don't You Worry Child changed your life?
In many ways, yeah. Before Don't You Worry Child, I was working 9 to 5, and all my free time I spent on music and try to make it happen with music. But that song gave me a chance to quit that and focus full time on music and start touring the world and continue writing songs for my own album.
And now you're here, so that's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. This is a typical question I always ask from Swedish artists, but people here in Finland have always been wondering why you, our dear neighbors in Sweden, are so good with pop music, because for decades you've already had awesome, great, well-known acts, and you are kind of ahead of your time. Why do you think it's so? Why you guys are so good with pop?
I don't know. I think it have something to be with the melodies that we that we're singing in church. We've been doing for hundreds of years. Psalmerna. But also, I think we Swedes, we have a very good ear for what's going on in US and in England, and we can mix them together and out comes something that is maybe even stronger than like melodically, like what they do. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, we have to learn that in Finland because it's something we always been admiring.
We work hard. That's the thing too. We Swedes are always there in time and won't leave the studio until they feel that they're happy with the day's work.
Yeah, that's true. If you want to have something, you have to work for it. Nothing comes for free.
Yeah.
As a last question, this is I always like to ask it from artists. I know you've done tons and tons of different kind of shows, from huge audiences to small places.
Yeah.
What is the craziest show John Martin has ever done?
The craziest show was probably the first time I went to Brazil to tour on my own. Was the craziest show. I remember it was in Rio, and I went there for a sound check, and everything was cool. It sounded good. Then when I came back later at night, they had taken away the stage. And I was asking the owner of the club, where is the stage? But, oh, sorry, no stage. Too many people here tonight. So I just had to climb up and perform up on a speaker. But it was a really cool show. It was crowd packed, and the people were really into it. Yeah.
Okay, well that was kind of different.
Yeah. So yeah, I will remember that one. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.